Practice outside. The field's still, not ready, but it's close. Hopefully we can get out there by Tuesday and get a couple days in before it turns a little bit.
Is this first day always somewhat chaotic at all?
Not really. Everybody says first day is everybody excited. The grind starts now. I'm like, this is what we've been doing for the last how many months. It hasn't really stopped. So I think that feeling that I have right now is a good sign that our guys are prepared. They know where they need to be. There's been a lot of great individual work. Now it's putting that all together. Baseball is obviously an interesting game with you're out there by yourself, but you're telling them to be part of a team. So that dynamic, we need to bring it all together. And the boys are in a good place.
How's the injury, eligibility updates, anything like that, roster?
Eligibility's good. Injury-wise, Curry went down with arm, so he's out in the fall. Linsman had, in the summertime, one of his last outings, felt great and just felt something, rehabbed it, came back from break, and it wasn't where it needed to be. So he had a procedure done last week. He won't be available, but it's not ideal, but that's part of the game. That happens, and we're in a position where we have opportunities for guys to step up, and I don't care what sport you're in, what level you're at, this stuff happens. You have two choices. You either whine and cry about it, which nobody's going to feel sorry for you, or you find a way, and other guys step up. And like I'll tell the guys today, look no farther than what you saw last weekend on TV. Pats lose their tight end, they figure it out. The Eagles lost their quarterback, who was the MVP. They figured it out. That happens. So we're in that position, so bring it on. Let's go.
Who's the candidates there for a closer role?
Well, Lenson's actually going to start this year, so, it's one of those things where we're guys are going to fit. Do we have some guys that are coming back from injuries that who knows when they're going to be ready? So what I've told the guys right now is like, your role is to maximize your preparation, and we'll figure that out. Now, that being said, there's going to be guys like Hohensee, he'll be back there, Pelker will be back there, Matt Waldron will be back there. Those type of guys are guys that we're going to lean on, that have experience, have done it before, and we'll go from there.
Did Reese Edens have Tommy John surgery last year then?
He not Tommy John. There's a new procedure they do where they don't actually replace the ligament. He's on his way back. He's not going to be ready by the start of the season, but he's in the process of getting back.
Darin, what's your overall opinion of your roster? Day one. I know you'll learn a lot more over the next 3 weeks, but
yeah, we sure will. I will say this: up to this point, they've earned the right to be successful. Okay, they've put the work in. From the scores in the weight room to their GPAs to the way they've put the work in, the skill. They've done what we've asked them across the board up to this point. Now we find out what the identity of this team is. Everybody talks a big game. Everybody's excited right now. But up to this point, I do like where their mentality is. I like where their focus is. And now, like I said, we got to put it together, and we have a short period of time to do that. There has to be a sense of urgency. We have to get off to a good start if we want to do anything, from a big picture standpoint. And our guys know that.
What are the challenges of having just 3 weeks to put it all together before Tempe?
We've been doing this for weeks. The last few weeks we did before Christmas break, and the thing we really try to do this year is to specialize each guy. What do they need to have to be ready to go? Okay, and we've really focused on that, especially from an offensive standpoint of what's your role? Who are you? What are you doing? And really lock it in on those type of drills to get you ready. And right now there's really not much. They know what they need to do. Now it's getting live pitching. It's seeing the pitchers who are getting their arms built up, getting those live at bats. Putting them in situations as a team defensively to figure those things out, getting outside, trying to get live reads off the bat for your base running reads, those type of things. So, again, they're up to this point, they're in a good spot. Is 3 weeks long enough? Probably not, but that's what we have, so you make it work.
Are there a couple guys that have really stepped into that role in the offseason? Their role?
I'm not going to sit here and put names out there. I don't have a crystal ball of who's going to step up or who's going to fill a spot. That's the beauty of this thing. You just never know, but that's why they need to maximize their preparation, and we'll see where it takes us.
Darin, is there something that you can pinpoint, maybe just the slow starts the last couple of seasons? I know it's probably come back to haunt you towards the end of the season, NCAA tournament season, but is there something that you can pinpoint on trying to get off to a good start this year?
Well, I could sit here and make a bunch of excuses like we're inside and we have to go down south and travel, but that's just not going to happen. We have great indoor facilities. We've defended well. We've thrown strikes well for the most part. Where we haven't done a good job, it's run production, and we have to find a way to score more runs. And that's something that we've spent a lot of time on, and over the fall, in the winter, leading up to this point. But bottom line, early on, we haven't hit the ball well, and we get it going okay. But early on, we just have not had good at bats, and we have to do a better job of getting them in position to consistently have those at bats and grind out pitchers like we did later in the season on Friday nights, where we had really nice job as an offensive team doing that. We've got to get them to that point early.
What's been the things that have motivated your team throughout the offseason? What are the primary things?
I just, for us, I try to keep it internal. It's like I want them to find out how good they can be as a group. And when whatever happened last year, year before, it doesn't matter. This is a unique group of guys. They've got to form their little bond, their little identity that they're going to have for 10, 20 years from now. And, they're in the process of doing that. But just for me, I really feel like they feed off of each other, and just to find out how good this group can be. What are they going to be talking about 20 years from now when they're tailgating, when we're winning national titles in football and hanging out in the parking lot and having a great time? That's what I want them to have that. So, right now that's their motivation to create those memories.
Darin, Scott said that he came back because he felt like he had something to prove. Have you seen any changes to the way he's approached this season?
No, he's pretty good. I mean, he works hard and just a tremendous student, tremendous person. Obviously great to have him back, but if he wanted to sign, I would have supported him that way too. But he, like you said, he apparently has some unfinished business to take care of, and more than happy to help him get through that stuff. But I think that tells you when a guy like him and Louis come back that this place means something to them. This family means something to them. And they could easily went and signed, but everybody's in their own individual circumstances, and they're committed to not only doing well here, but they want to finish up school. And Scott's going to graduate in the fall, and Louis is really close. So it's just I'm just really proud of them for the overall human beings that they're trying to become.
How have you told these guys to handle the fact that you guys won a Big Ten championship last year?
Well, let's see. I really haven't talked about it much. I guess right out of the gate, I told him there's two ways this goes. You think you're sweet and you lay off the accelerator and you're going to get punched in the face and you're going to get crushed. Or, use that as motivation. You remember that feeling, and you remember, you talk about being in that locker room in Penn State and getting to throw water on each other and jump around and go crazy. And that's a pretty good feeling, right? I mean, that's good stuff. You like that. Once you have that feeling, it's infectious. You want that. You want it again. You've tasted it and you want more of it. And then I politely remind them of the feeling that they had in their mouth, a couple weeks later in Corvallis. And I'm like, well, do you like that feeling? Compare the two feelings. I'm all about experiences and feelings. Which one do you want? Well, of course, you know which one they're going to say. They're going to say that one. And then now we go, okay, what do we have to do to get there? And there you go. So that's about the end of that.
What's your ideal role for Alvarado this season?
To go 18-0 with like a .9 and a Friday roll, that'd be perfect. Yep, something like that. Hit 20 homers, that'd be good in the DH.
But starter.
Oh, starter, yeah.
I mean,
no, he's gonna go. He's gonna go Friday. He'll start Friday. I feel very strongly about that. With him being a power pitcher, I want him as fresh as we can. I know we went with Myers on Sunday. He wasn't a power pitcher. I mean, he could be a little tired. I'm sure he was, but just finds a way. I want Louis to be fresh. So Louis goes there. We'll see how he bounces back the next day. He's not going to play the outfield. We're going to put him in at first base. He's a natural shortstop. He'll be just fine. He played there in the fall. So he'll do some of that. He'll do DH a little bit as well. I'm just going to wait and see how he feels the next day and go from there. I can envision him playing first base on a Sunday, and then we get into midweek games. I can see him playing there during that time. But it's an experienced bat that you'd like to have in there at the same time, utilizing his arm.
So do you know your three starters going? Already, or you're going to work on that stuff?
We know who we're going to build up, but I'm not going to sit here and start announcing rotations and stuff.
You can say safely that he'll be the Friday guy.
As long as he keeps progressing like he is, he's going to get the first shot at that. And we're going to give him plenty of opportunities to roll with that, and we'll see where it goes. But he's looked sharp.
Where's Hohensie fit in your mind right now in that regard? Then
he was always like when we first got him. He's in my opinion, bullpen like arm that can climb through the minor leagues in a hurry when he's at his best. We saw that a couple years ago before his surgery, and he last year when he's coming back, a lot of times guys coming back, you want to get him on a regimented plan. So it's like, all right, how do we utilize him and keep him strong? Well, when you have him pitch once a week, now you can schedule his bullpens, you can schedule his lifting, just to make sure his arm's in a good place. He's a bullpen arm, and with his pitch, with his fastball and his changeup, that mix late in the game where teams are overly aggressive, he's going to use that to his advantage. Not to mention he's got a pretty good mindset. But I don't use the word closer. You know, I don't care. I'll close whoever it is. You know, we're going to put guys in the most high leverage situations. We're going to get them hot and bring them in the game. And whenever we need them, we're going to bring them in.
So do you envision Luis being a DH more or playing first base more?
It's going to totally depend on how his arm bounces back. You know, and we'll just, you know, I'm not going to put him out there if he's sore and make him play a position, especially early in the year. Now, as we get going, we'll just see how it plays out. You know, he's very smart. He's very durable as far as what we've seen so far. But this is his first time starting, so I'm going to make sure that we're doing it the right way and have his best interests at heart. And we do have other guys that can fill in, so we'll just we'll just kind of see how it plays out. And I could be completely wrong. It could go a whole another direction. He could be playing outfield and closing again, you know, in 5 weeks. I mean, who knows?
Was there any thought given to just pitching, doing nothing but pitching?
Talked about a little bit. He still likes to hit though,
Yeah.
and he's done a nice job, been a solid piece for us in our lineup for a few years. So it's hard for me to, you know, just not have that bat in there. But it will be a situation where I'm going to think about him first. I'm going to make sure he's, especially early, we're going to make sure that he's where he needs to be on the mound.
Great.
Because that's where his future's at, and that's what he's going to do at the next level whenever he's ready to go.
All right.
Good.
Thank you. Really appreciate it.